Morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. This is our fourth, I think, Q&A with filmmakers for the day. And we have three different films represented here, which I'll introduce everybody in a minute. My name is Ziggy Murkic. I'm the festival founder and director. And I'm just so excited that we have been able to move the festival to online despite everything that's been going on this year, and that you can watch from the comfort of your home. So thanks again for joining us. And I want to thank my team that's been with me all day today. Kayla, that's been running tech with all these live streams. We're on StreamYard, we're on Twitch, we're on Facebook Live. So we're out there. And of course, I want to remind everybody to go to our website, which is spiffest.org, and you can download a digital version of the program book, which has all the information on all the films and the events that are actually part of the festival. And I also want to mention Seed and Spark, which is the platform that is screening all our films, and a shout out to our media sponsor, DoLA. So with that, I would like to everyone to introduce themselves. Michele, I hope I'm saying that right. Would you like to start? Introduce yourself and your film, please.
Hi, I'm Michele Cittoni from Italy. I'm the director of the 37 minutes short documentary 5x7. I must apologize for my English, which is not so good. Just hope that having been stuck on the computer for 3 days to catch every news coming from the Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, has improved my listening comprehension.
It got you ready for this, yes. Fantastic, and we're in Italy.
What can I say? My film is it recounts a story that took place twice, a meeting that took place twice. The first one in 1957, and the second one 60 years later. It's the story of a very young American photographer who came into Italy in a very short and very small rural village, shot 2,000 photographs in 1957. Then the photographs were rediscovered many years later, and 60 years later, the photographer who had become an anthropologist and retired, came to Italy and launched a small museum in that small village, which keeps the memory of the village and the photographs of Frank Canchan, which is the name of the photographer. It's one of the fruits of my frequent voyages to the interior parts of the southern Italy, which are territories with with many depopulated villages, most of them ancient, which is they have big problems of lack of opportunities for the young people who often emigrate, problems of depopulation and so on. But there are some phenomena of identity resistance in those villages. There are some minorities, which focus on cultural practices, as the ones who founded this museum. They focus on cultural practices to resist against the disappearance of their communities. And so this is a story about that. And many of the works I did in the southern Italy speak about the same issue.
Sorry, I had to mute myself there. My dog barked. So where in Italy exactly?
It's in the Campania region, the Irpinia province, which perhaps some of you can have heard for the earthquakes. For example, the 1980 earthquake, a catastrophic earthquake, which is an occurrence typical of that area.
Right.
So it's a story of destruction and reconstruction in the years.
Over the years,
and
yeah.
it's, there is a rural economy, and but there are places that people from the big cities look those places as voids. They say to me, "But why are you going there? Nothing. There is nothing there." And what I discovered at a certain point of my life is that there is not a void. There are people, there are cultures, there are values, and there is history. And so it is very interesting to me reporting the people who resist in that particular situation.
Okay. Well, thank you. And you're actually how many hours ahead?
You freeze.
Oh, did I? Can you hear me? How many hours ahead are you? You're in Italy, right? You're like 9 hours ahead?
Yes, it's 2 a.m. in the night here.
Oh, my goodness. Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All
Thank you
right.
for having me.
Of course. Wonderful documentary. Thank you.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Maurice, do you want to go next? Tell us about your work.
Yes, thank you. First of all, I really appreciate being part of this festival. I had a film a few years ago, and I wanted to get it in, but I didn't make the deadline. So it was always in the back of my mind to next film I get, I'm definitely going to try to get into this festival. The name of my film is a narrative. It's called The Voicemail. It's a story about a man who'd been married for close to 40 years, and he lost his wife to cancer. And he's struggling with the loss. The only thing he does after the loss of his wife was watch baseball on television. And for some strange reason, he did not erase her voice from the voicemail on the answering machine. And he called it, and he heard her voice, and then he sort of called it again, and he called it again, and he called it again, and it became an obsession. And he just called the voicemail all the time just to hear his wife's voice. And his son finally intervened. And that's what the story is about. The story came from a true story with myself, a friend of mine. I called his house once, and his wife's voice was on the voicemail. And I knew she had passed away like 3 or 4 years earlier, and I wondered, why hadn't he erased the voice? And then it dawned on me, maybe he calls it to just to hear her voice. And because the voice sounded so great when you listen to the voicemail. And she had a long illness, so probably later in her illness, her voice changed and her health changed. And he got a chance to listen to her when she was healthy. And and then it sort of turned into a story. Well, suppose one time he said goodnight to her, she actually responded. And that's what the whole thing sort of I just kept going with the story. I invited him to when I was working on it, I actually invited him over and let him look at it because it was based on an incident with him. And what he revealed to me, I already had locked the picture, so I wasn't going to go back and change it. But he revealed that his kids asked him to change the voicemail. And one night he attempted to change it, and it said that, okay, you have now re-recorded over your voicemail. Do you like your new voicemail? And he clicked yes. But when he called it back, it was still his wife's voicemail. I didn't put that in the film, but I wish I had at some point. But that's really what it's about, a man who is dealing with loss. And it's sort of a universal story. And when I found John Caton, the actor, he brought it to life even in the audition. And I said, yeah, this is Wesley. This is the guy to play the part. Yeah, and I've been extremely happy with the film, and I've been extremely happy that people like the film.
Oh, it's very heartwarming. Yeah. I mean, and I think we can all relate to, to situations like that. It was a very touching film. Thank you for making it.
Thank you very much.
Okay. We're going to move on to, it says Break a Light. All right. Tell us about your film. Are you going to unmute yourself?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me fine here?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. My name is Tymaine Clay, by the way. Our film is When the Fever Breaks. It's a zombie film, a zombie apocalypse feature. And it's about 7 people stuck in a house. And what happened is they have to be kind of quarantined. Zombie outbreak happened outside. And what happens is one of them actually gets bitten. And in fact, the main character gets bitten. And she now has to deal with her friends deciding her fate, basically, whether to keep her around, hope that she has immunities to it, or get rid of her throughout in the yard, or kill her outright. And she also has a daughter she has to protect as well through the whole crisis. So
and it's their house. It's their house, right?
It's their house.
If I remember correctly, yeah.
It's the main character's house, and she's going business. They're basically trying to do out of her own house, basically saying that you got to go. Thanks for paying electric bill. You got to go. So she basically trying to see how to survive in that type of environment. If she should stay, go, kill herself, or what is best for her and her daughter, basically. And she has 2 hours to decide because that's the time frame it's supposed to be before the infection will take hold and kill you. So
very cool. I love zombie movies. They're just so cool. So where are you located right now? Are you in LA?
I am located in Orange County, California.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're not too far away.
No, not too far away.
Fantastic. Okay. And is this your first? Have you done other films? Is this your first one?
This is my first feature.
Okay.
This is my first feature, and it was definitely a fun time, great learning experiences, and we all know those if you get to know your first one. And it was just fun. It was overall fun.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. We'll come back to you. Who else do we have? Thank you. All right. So I think next we have Anthony. If you want to unmute yourself.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Hello.
Yeah. So I have a documentary short. It's called Collectors. What this film is about, if you can imagine, I'm a surf enthusiast. This is about collecting. It's about 3 different people that we follow, and they collect different types of surfboards, and they all express the reasons why they collect it, which is so different. And it's a different way to look at surfing and having surfboards in general, because each person just takes you on their own journey through it. So one character basically relives his youth, and he likes, seeing these things because it harkens back to when he was a kid. Another guy that we follow looks at it as art and honestly never really rides them, and has all these great, really cool abstract surfboards that other people would love to just get in the water, but they just kind of sit around at his house. Another guy just loves the variety that you can get, where now today's most of the surfboards are computer generated, and the older ones are handmade, so not one is the same back in the day. You can never make the same board because it's not a computer cutout or anything like that.
It's a one-off, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So each little character gives you a little nuance about these vintage surfboards. And we basically travel through this, this little area with them, and you go and you explore a community, a bigger community around the States that actually that does this. And, it's really interesting because people connect on multiple levels of it, whether it's, I used to have one, or my friend did, or, I used to love this artist who painted that stuff on there. So it's a really interesting, way to connect people, which drew me to it. And I just thought it was so unique. And I got into it because a friend actually collects boards, and he took me to one of these like little, I don't know, community selling events, and I was really amazed on how many people were there, how much people were buying these things for, and I just thought this is something that needed to be shared. So I just
Is that how you came up with the idea? Oh, that's how you came up with the idea. Okay, great.
Yeah, I just thought it was so unique, and the boards are so colorful, and a lot of the artwork on there is really unique. And like I said before, I mean, it's all hand done and back then, so it's really cool, really nice.
Fantastic. Is this your first documentary?
It's probably yes, I will say it's the first that I've done from top to bottom by myself, where I shot it, cut it, directed it, did all everything like that. I'm an editor by trade, so I edit as a professional, but definitely one where I went out and got my camera and just did everything from top to bottom. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, well, cool. Let's go back to Michele. If you can unmute yourself.
Yes, okay.
So I didn't ask you, was this your first film documentary?
No, not actually, because I made several works, more or less 10 works.
Oh, okay.
First one was in South Africa, the others in Italy.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, that they generally have a social anthropological issue on the basis, yes. And they speak about, they report political, social circumstances, which are interesting to speak about, because the film are a way to give voice to someone who hasn't. So, for example, struggles against the asbestos pollution in northern Italy, and so on.
Yeah.
Then in the last 10 years, I made several works in the inner south of Italy, in these small villages.
Very cool. And has 5x7, what other festivals has it been or going to?
Yes. It was in several Italian festivals, and I must say that the American festivals are giving me the greatest satisfaction, because I was in Newburyport, Massachusetts, then Food Candle Film Festival, and Hickory, North Carolina, where I was awarded for the best short documentary. That's yours. And some festivals with an ethnographic focus.
Okay.
Because the film is about the ethnographic photography, so it's.
Fantastic.
Okay, it's my documentary activity is a very handmade activity. I have another work, and this is a passion. Okay, it gives me satisfaction, because I always try to be present in some social processes with my film, which is a contribution to those processes. And I think it's a useful reporting the conflicts, the engagement of people is something I like. Yes, I think it's useful.
Okay. What's your next project?
I'm working about another story in a small village near to that one of this film, about some cultural heritage who people want to preserve.
Uh-huh.
And then the municipality wants to destroy.
Oh, that's sad. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
I think we have a newcomer. Shai, do you want to unmute yourself and tell us about Robin Food?
Sure, no problem. Nice to meet you guys. My name is Shai Rilov, co-founder and CEO of Robin Food NGO, which is based in Haifa, Israel, which is all about changing the story of food waste. More than a third of the planet's food is wasted, and that has huge implications ecologically, socially, and of course, economically, at an enormous scale. And Robin Food is all about changing that story through the most delicious and direct and positive way we can. In the last 2 years, and you've probably, if you've seen the documentary, you know, operated Israel's first social restaurant based on a few values. First of all, rescuing food that would otherwise be wasted from farms, markets, and shops, things that for aesthetic reasons or logistical reasons or simplers would otherwise be wasted, and together with a chef and volunteers, turning it into an ever-changing menu, depending on what we rescue, where anyone can come to eat and enjoy and experience. Each person decides how delicious and tasty the food was, but also how much they want to pay for the food. They decided the values that they received. Values, even if you don't have a single dollar or shekel in this case. And this is a way to really engage the general public, to raise awareness about the issue of food waste, to get tools to change behavior, but also while doing it not through some didactic or abstract means, but by giving a full experience and getting to people's hearts in the fastest way we know how, which is through their bellies. And that's what we're about. We've been doing that also through lectures and catering and workshops and cooking contests throughout the years. And on the days of Zoom, we've been also innovating in those directions, which is pretty great. That's us really short.
And so are you located in Israel? Is that where you're Zooming from right now?
Yes, it's 3 a.m. here.
I just love it. We're all over the world. Fantastic. Well, and is the food that you rescue plant-based, or is it meat as well? Because obviously with meat, you'd have to be very careful.
It's plant-based. The restaurant is vegan.
Excellent. Sorry, I'm vegan. So that's awesome. Yeah, and Israel's
you could look at general animal products as being a form of food waste. I mean, most of what's being fed to commercial livestock, say a cow, is soy, alfalfa, grains, corn, things that are nutritious and tasty to humans. And rather than getting the caloric intake directly and nutritional intake, it's about a 15% conversion rate in this. Sorry.
Bless you.
In the sense that, most of it is converted into feces or meat rather than directly into something that we consume. So it's a huge waste of food. And while general agriculture is responsible for about 30% of the world's greenhouse gas emissions, and food waste is about wasting a third of that. If food waste was a country, it would be the third largest carbon emitter on the planet after the US and China. A large chunk of that is due to food waste of actually, growing food for food rather than directly to people.
Right.
It's a huge.
Yeah, because it takes what you feed one cow, you can feed more, like 100 people or something.
Many more people.
Yeah.
Many more. It's an enormous burden on resources, one that we'll have to address if we want to, save humanity and the planet. So just following up on that, the biggest problems in, the food system in many ways are either the food waste itself or the byproduct of the animal agricultural world. But just following up on your question.
Yeah, and the water, the amount of water that it takes to raise a cow versus or the food for the cow versus directly going to humans.
Yeah, it's a very, very resource intensive. Definitely, if you heard of all the fires in the Amazon, they're basically directly to grow that food for cattle mostly.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking. I remember hearing about that last year or just a year ago. Well, thank you. I know you're not the filmmaker, but or did you? Did you have a part in actually creating the film?
Well, I had some creative direction in the sense that I run the place and point out how to highlight things and how to tell a story and what's worth seeing. I mean, we had Pavel, our amazing director, who came in all the way from Italy to film our project, which was amazing. He did it all as a volunteer, just as the many hundreds of volunteers that take part in our activities are, who actually do come from all over the world. and I'm kind of the interviewee there, so I give my spiel as well. But besides that, yes, I am not really. I come from a graphic design background, and so the medium being the message, obviously, is what it is all about. And so I could give my 2 cents here and there, but I'm not the official director, not at all. And probably, if only he was here, he would tell you a lot further in depth on the direction side.
No, not a problem at all. I just wanted to, clarify. So that's cool. That's awesome. So do you think you'll be working on anything else, any other films on the topic or other topics, or is this it?
Well, we are covered by media quite constantly since our first events about 5 years ago, whether it be in newspaper or television, evening news, morning news, magazines, and all over the world in different newspapers we've been as well, or publications. And this documentary has really spread to a wide audience as well through all the festivals, physical or virtual, that it's been in. And the current projects that we're doing have gathered the attention of some of the central media companies here in Israel, whether it be news or anything else. And perhaps they will even have a hand in shaping the next projects of Robin Food. There's no spoilers, but there's some, reality style things that may be incorporated into the next Robin Food projects. We're working on a community fridge network. We're working on technological apparatus for food waste, for food sharing. A third of the food that is wasted is at the consumer level. This is why it's so important to engage people directly and give them tools. And so we're doing a lot of things related to that in a way that's trying to be scalable and relevant for the new era that we're in.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Well, thank you for everything that you're doing and for bringing awareness to this issue.
Pleasure.
All right. Anthony, shall we come back to you? What did I ask you already? I can't remember. Sorry, I can't remember. I can't keep up on what I've asked everyone. What festivals are you going to next?
I don't think I have anything lined up. Most pushed for the rest of the year have kind of pushed into 2021, but I have taken part of probably 10 festivals all over the globe, which has been really nice. And honestly, I think it's quite awesome in Israel, Orange County, Maurice, I don't know where you're located, but I think this is awesome because we can join collectively. And I probably would have never spoken to you guys before. And now later, I'm going to go watch these great films that you guys have after. I think this is almost better in a way to connect people and connect filmmakers, hear their challenges, hear what they were up to, next projects, etc. So I think my whole run with all this has been really great. And the ones I've done before in the past have also been online, and it's been a really, really great experience so far.
That's fantastic. Yeah, we just got to look at the bright side and, look at all the positive things that this is doing for us and in different ways and not just keep doing the same old thing. So
100%. Yeah. And I actually think I'm watching more films now than I would at going to the festival, just because I would go before and I would just watch like one block and that'd be it or something.
Yeah.
Or I wouldn't spend all day at a festival or anything.
Right. And exactly. We've made the program available for a week for 7 days, and there is no schedule really other than these, Q&As and the panels. But you can just fit this into your own schedule and watch the films when you can. So yeah, this is really cool. Well, thank you. All right, let's go to. Oh my goodness, I'm terrible. Break a light.
Yes, I'm back.
You're back.
Yes,
You're back. Remind me, what was your name again?
Oh, Ty Clay. Just call me Ty.
Okay, I'm writing it down here. Ty. So did I ask you already what festivals you're going to? What's your next projects?
No, I can answer that though. Well, for the festivals, we kind of most like Anthony and our festivals got pushed back because of the whole COVID situation and everything like that. We actually went through, because of the COVID situation, we actually went through distribution already. So our next project, what we wish to do as well is tackle maybe a little bit more of a supernatural film in my next project. Because when I was working with the mentally challenged, mentally ill persons, one person one time came to me and kept saying that, he always saw this guy, he always talking to this guy that wasn't really there. And I wanted to play up on the fact of, well, what if he sees something that I cannot see? What if that person really was there, and it's I who's the one who's really blind, and he's the one who can really see it? So I'm playing up on that type of supernaturalness and going along with that.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So that's my next project I want to be dealing with, and that's on that level.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, good luck with that. Anything else you want to add about your film?
Go see it.
Yep. Don't have to go far.
But then, I'm having a great time here and everything like that. So it's truly a blessing to be here, just to talk to people and to watch everybody's stuff. And yes, I agree with what Anthony said, that we get more opportunity to watch all the films because we can watch it on our scheduled time and not be racing from one block to the next and having to choose which one we want to see and go, I want to see you, but I want to see you, and flipping a coin. I can see both.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's great for having that.
Fantastic. Well, wonderful. Okay. Next, Maurice, do you want to tell us a few more things? Do you want to unmute yourself?
Yeah, I haven't registered for a few festivals. I'm not sure if they'll ever be shown or not. We sort of come into this weird sort of gray area as filmmakers right now. Right now, I'm waiting for a contract to be signed to do a documentary. I've done several documentaries before. I just finished one for the university on a politician, a legendary politician by the name of Mervyn Dimely. And the new film, the new documentary, hopefully these people will come to the table and finish off all the legal things, is they want me to do a documentary on a sorority, Sigma Gamma Rho. They're 100 years old, and it was the only black sorority that was actually established on a white university. So it's sort of different from most of your African-American fraternities and sororities. So it's sort of a unique story. And I submitted to go in as a director, and they, and then hopefully that'll all be signed off this week. So I'll probably be gone for about a year to shoot that. But I'm having a great time. I'm a retired combat cameraman. So I was deployed so many times and covered wars, and to come back and retire and go, well, what am I going to do? Well, I know how to tell a story. So that's how I got into documentary filmmaking. So I really appreciate all the doc filmmakers. I know it's a different animal, narrative and doc. I don't know which one I like more, but they're unique animals, and I like them both. It's like trying to pick your favorite dog. So I love doing this. This is great, and I see everybody smiling. So it looks like everybody likes doing what they're doing as well. So it's a great small family to be part of. And I do. If there is an upside to this COVID festival, is that exactly what you were saying. Now I get to watch everybody. I was watching the film this afternoon. I thought, everybody's biased, but this film is better than mine. All right, this film is great. So, this, I think it's In the Red or something about the red. I can't remember the exact title, but it's a beautiful film. And I love seeing that. I love seeing the young folks, the young guy on the end here making his films, so it's all good. It's a great little family to be part of.
Fantastic. Well, thank you. And thank you, everybody, for telling the stories. These are all worth sharing and highlighting important issues. and we've all got stories to tell, or we can tell somebody else's story, and it's an honor and a privilege to be able to do so. And I just love putting together the program. I'm basically program director as well. So, I love watching all the films, and it just breaks my heart. Like if I cannot, accept a film, or if we have just too many, there's just too many already accepted, it just breaks my heart when I have to go decline, reject, it's just awful. I hate doing that, but I love it when I can tell you when that you've been accepted. So I really, enjoy doing that part of the job. So, well, thank you, everybody. I think unless somebody has something else to say, or I've missed someone, I don't think I've missed anyone. Anyone else have something to say? You're good? Okay. Well, thank you. Keep watching the films. And of course, tomorrow we have, we have one more panel discussion. We have one more Q&A today at 7:00. And then tomorrow we have more Q&As, but we also have a panel discussion about the gig economy. So apps like Upwork, Fiverr, and other ways of looking for work, and, how to, translate your skills into other work that, you can do from home, which is especially important for creatives and, in this time of the pandemic. And then we have a panel discussion on Tuesday with some people from film financing. So hopefully you guys will be able to join them. So thank you. Have a good night. Have a good morning wherever you are.
Thanks, guys.
We'll catch you later.
Good luck.
Thank you.